Hello, and welcome to today's episode. The Bible is referred to as the living Word of God. It isn't a book that is meant to simply be read. It is a perspective-altering substance that is meant to be ingested and absorbed into you. When it becomes a part of you, it changes you. And that's exactly what it's meant to do. A psalm is a spiritual song based on a profound, foundational insight that is expressed in the form of music, which is usually plucked out on a harp. This is my own paraphrase of the Psalms. Now, there is an important difference between a paraphrase and a translation, and it is important to understand what that difference is. A translation takes a text word by word and finds the most accurate word in another language to convey the meaning of that original word. But sometimes getting the details right can come at the expense of the big picture. For example, the literal translation for a butt dial and the literal translation for a booty call could end up being the exact same if they were translated very literally into another language. But we all know that those are two very different ideas. A paraphrase, on the other hand, is attempting to capture the spirit of the idea that is being expressed. But both approaches have their own disadvantages. Sometimes the most literal translation for each word, while technically accurate, also loses something in its translation. For example, if you were to translate the phrase, "cat got your tongue," into another language, it would make no sense to them. Why would a house cat grab your tongue? What are you talking about? In order to convey the original idea, you would need to find out the saying that is used in the other language to express the same concept. But it might not involve a cat, or even any animal at all. So the literal translation would not be a very accurate one. But in a case like the one that I just described, the idea is more important than sticking to a very literal translation that has lost all of the intended meaning. However, because paraphrases are an individual's interpretation of the underlying idea, instead of a rigorous academic translation of the word, they are not as accurate as a translation is. A paraphrase is a lot more subjective, and that makes it much more susceptible to interpretations that are way off the mark of the original text intent. The focus of a translation is on detailed accuracy, and sometimes the broader picture is not conveyed very clearly as a result. The focus of a paraphrase is on painting that big picture, but it often loses the accuracy of the finer details. Both of these are useful, as long as you understand which is which, and what the disadvantages to each approach are. And that is why I recommend using both an accurate translation like the New American Standard and a responsible paraphrase. Psalm 9, Part B, the last 10 verses. Now sing out your heartfelt adoration to the Most High of Zion. Share his stories with the people that you meet, and tell them everything that he has actually done, for he is more than talk. He is the one who truly remembers the victim and avenges their innocent blood. He does not ignore the helpless whimpers of the people who suffer, or forget the cry of those in need. And because that is true, pour out your compassion on me, Most High, and consider how much I suffer under the boot of those who hate me. Yet despite their best efforts, you carried me away from those gates of death. And now I feel compelled to sing out your praises in the middle of the public square of Zion. There, before the entire world, I will celebrate the deliverance that you provided through your saving grace. For I know that journeys do not end this way for everyone. Entire armies of people have sunk into the quicksand of the very pit that they dug. Their own feet were snared by the very same trap that they set for other people. But it doesn't have to be this way. For the Most High has gone to great trouble to make sure that who He is, along with His higher way and its results, are well known. And because of that, every action that He decides to take is the outcome that is warranted and the most just. Evildoers will always suffer beneath the weight of their own mangled creations, for sin is its own punishment. As you reflect in deep meditation, let that idea echo through your mind. That is why the wicked are perpetually in hell, trapped in the place that rejects every memory of who the Most High Creator is. But justice cuts both ways, and people in need will not always have a blind eye turned to them. No. The longing for triumph by those who suffer will not always be denied. So openly emerge in the heights, Most High, and do not let mankind have their own way. Let their mobs be laid bare before you to receive your verdict, and fill them with the appropriate dread, Most High. Open their eyes to just how mortal they really are. Consider that thought. I pray that whatever voice God might choose to give me in this world, He would also give me the words that I should use it for. These words have meaning for me. And if they had some meaning for you as well, then I am truly grateful that we have both been given a gift from above and from each other. Have a good day out there, my friends.